Listen, I see you running. You're running from the thing you think will destroy you. But what if I told you that the very person you're trying to escape is the exact person God is trying to make you into? Stay with me. There's a man in the Bible named Jonah. Not because of some religious reason, because his story is your story right now. Jonah had a call on his life. Clear direction. God said, go to Nineveh. Tell them to change. Simple, right? But Jonah looked at that assignment and thought, nope, that's too hard. Those people don't deserve my effort. I'm going the opposite direction. So he ran, got on a boat, headed the complete opposite way. He actually paid money to run from his purpose. But here's what you didn't know about Jonah, and this is critical. The running wasn't his failure. The running was his setup. See, Jonah thought he was running from something, but he was actually running toward something. Every step away from his calling was bringing him closer to the exact person he needed to become to fulfill it. The resistance he felt, that wasn't rejection, that was development. That was God building something in him that couldn't be built any other way. You know what stopped Jonah's running? A storm. Complete chaos. The boat he thought would save him became his prison. Everything fell apart. But in that moment of devastation, when he had nowhere left to run, something shifted. Jonah realized the thing he'd been avoiding wasn't his enemy. It was his destiny. The people he didn't want to help, they needed him. And more importantly, he needed to become the kind of person brave enough to help them anyway.
This is where most people miss it. They think the storm is punishment. No, the storm is redirection. The chaos isn't God's anger. It's God's mercy showing you that running doesn't work, that the life you're building in the wrong direction is never going to satisfy you, that the person you're trying to be by avoiding your calling will always feel empty. Jonah got thrown overboard, swallowed by a massive fish, 3 days in complete darkness. Most people would say that's the end of the story. That's rock bottom. That's failure. But Jonah was in the fish, in the dark. And something happened. He stopped running. He stopped arguing. He stopped negotiating with God about whether the assignment was too hard or those people deserved help. In the darkness, he prayed. He surrendered. He said, okay, I'll do it. And then something changed. The fish spit him out on dry land. Not destroyed, not punished, restored, repositioned, ready. Here's what happens next, and I need you to understand this part. Jonah went to Nineveh, the exact city he'd been running from, and he preached so effectively that the entire city repented. Thousands of people changed, all because Jonah finally became the person brave enough to do the hard thing, the person willing to help people he didn't think deserved it, the person who'd learned that running doesn't create freedom, surrender does. But what if I told you the real transformation wasn't in Nineveh? It was in Jonah, the person he'd been running from, the bold, courageous, compassionate version of himself. That was who he became. He didn't run toward that person. He ran from her. And God used every bit of resistance to build her anyway. So stop running. I know what you're avoiding. I know it feels too hard, too humbling, too much like you're admitting you were wrong about the direction. But that assignment you're resisting, the conversation you don't want to have, the change you're terrified to make, that's not your punishment. That's your promotion. That's the exact person you're meant to become. In the next 48 hours, I want you to do something radical. Stop running from one thing, just one. The relationship you need to repair, the risk you need to take, the help you need to ask for, the truth you need to admit, the direction you need to change. One thing, because every moment you spend running is a moment you're not spending becoming. The person on the other side of that decision, the version of you that stops running and starts becoming, she's already waiting. He's already prepared. And in 48
ours. When you make that choice, you're not going to feel destroyed. You're going to feel free. You're going to feel like yourself for the first time in a long time. You're going to understand that every bit of resistance you felt was building something beautiful inside you. This is your moment. The storm is coming, whether you run or not, but this time, let it redirect you instead of destroy you. Become the person you were always meant to be, not by running, by surrendering to exactly where you're meant to go.